The hour is 7 o'clock. Having arrived, I call this meeting, this March 13th, 2024 meeting of Columbia Historic Architectural Review Board to order. Have roll call.
Matt Marley. Peter May.
Here.
Nathan Martin.
Martin, yes, here. Sorry.
Leah Ramsey Kerrigan.
Here.
Brian Green.
Here.
Here. Having a quorum, the meeting is now in order. Can we all please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge to the flag? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the February 15th, 2024 meeting? Is there any discussion on the minutes? Any questions, comments, corrections? Seeing none, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the February minutes.
So moved.
Peter moves.
Second.
Thea seconds. All those in favor? Motion carries. New business. Consider motion to recommend the Borough Council 121, was it? Locust Street. This is a carryover from a motion that was tabled at the February meeting. The project is to demolish a dilapidated front porch, replace that front porch, and replace siding. Some work has already been completed. Mr. Scarberry, would you like to come to the podium and discuss your project, please?
Yes, I think we previously spoke last month about the work that was done. This is a picture as of today that I forwarded to Mark. That's the new front of you can see the siding on the front there. We still need to complete the siding on the right-hand side. The porch is new. And then there's another picture that I took because one of the members requested a picture from, I want to say, is that River?
Front Street.
Yeah. Front Street.
Yeah.
My apologies. So from Front Street, you can see that's the white siding there. That's the siding that was replaced as well. I didn't, there was a dilapidated, just to bring some of you up to speed with the dilapidated front enclosed porch on the front. I don't know if you have a full picture or not, but that was removed because it was literally falling apart. And then I replaced it with so that was in process. Prior to the new siding and the new front deck area, and
That's the before shot.
That was the before. So this is the before. The one that you just previously saw was during, and then I just provided that's the new. That's as of today.
Is that real brick under there?
No, it was asphalt shingles that they used as some kind of layering.
This is behind your property, right?
Behind my, right directly behind my back.
Is there any plan to finish the porch?
As far as
Railing or steps or getting
there's a
rid of the
step
old
there,
concrete?
And then, I mean, if you want railing in the front of it, I certainly can do that.
We'll make the doors match.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is all a big project. I mean,
Okay.
so yeah, I mean, the actual left side is not occupied as we speak. So that's not a functioning floor as of right now. So the right side has completely been renovated and done. just to bring it, that's a brand new door, new hardware, new windows. Bringing everybody up to speed. I bought this property, I want to say maybe 10, 12 years ago. It was somehow a 2-unit. I did speak to borough officials at that time, did the work on the right-hand side, and then I have not completed the work on the left-hand side. But the 2-unit, in discussions with the borough, it was not at that time zoned or approved for a 2-unit. And so that's why I haven't done anything to that.
So it's like 2 semi-detached homes?
Yeah, so it was, I believe at one point, the history of it, there was one single home. And then at some point, I think they
Split.
kind of outlawed, like they did it, they built a wall in between the two and made it a 2-unit. I purchased it in that condition. Actually, I purchased it in much worse condition than this. I completely renovated the right side, went to borough officials at that time, said, and they walked the whole project with me. I talked to them about the left side, and then they said at that time they were not willing to revisit it as a 2-unit. So I haven't done anything to the left-hand side at all.
The left-hand door, is that original?
I don't think so. I really don't believe that anything exterior in this building is original. All I did was replace the replacement windows that were on the right-hand side. And like I said, at that point, I spoke to borough officials. At no point did Harb or anything else come up at that point. So I didn't have any discussion. I didn't even know this was in the Harb district, honestly.
I think last time we struggled with approving anything because it was a work in progress, and some things had been started already without demolition and approvals. So sort of a recommendation to come back with any proposed additional work. Which looks like at this point really was siding was the big thing that has been done,
Well, the
right?
siding, this was done when we were here.
That was,
We just
okay.
didn't have a picture of it.
Okay,
The last,
That
if I
wasn't even
recall, the
clear then.
last time I was here, you said, bring back the pictures of
Yeah.
the progress
Yeah, okay.
that's been done.
so
thus
that
far.
had been done at the time.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Hmm.
Yeah. And that's what this is. And they wanted specifically a picture from Front Street to make sure that it wasn't any type of
Right.
eyesore or something.
Are you replacing all the siding with that white Dutch lap?
I'm not quite sure what Dutch lap is.
The white on the front?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so it's all gonna look like that?
Correct.
Okay.
This was done, like I said, that porch was literally falling down. My guy came and took it down, and then you saw the in-between picture, and then like the following week, he came and put the siding up. So the picture that you saw with that asphalt shingle underneath, that was the in-between. So he was waiting until the spring comes to actually like, come back and finish the remainder of the building.
Per our existing survey data, this is listed as a below average condition home that's classified as an intrusion in the historic district, which means I would use the term non-contributing in the historic district.
What does that mean?
A contributing structure is one that adds significance to the historic district. Case in point is the Wright Mansion down on Second Street. It's still in the condition that matches the period you're building. You spent all the time putting the new awnings on the outside, taking them from the building across the street. You kept the period condition look, etc. That would be a contributing structure. This one has probably been so altered from its original condition that it no longer carries historical significance within the district itself. If that makes sense.
I simply took what was there and tried to make it, I mean, if it would have been brick or if it would have been any type of, I have other buildings that have those types of qualities, and I don't alter them because I see the architectural or the aesthetic value in them. I simply with this just tried to make it better.
Okay.
So,
What is the address of this? I'm
121 Avenue H.
struggling with this, where I
It's
don't travel
really
that
at the bottom
often.
of an alley that
Yeah.
goes to the right, and then I guess it's at Locust Street there.
Yeah,
Is there anything else other market that might be of historical value, or like something contributing in that area, something we could like consider as part of the setting in that area?
Let me
I can't
pull the
think there's a
map
whole
up.
lot down there.
it's back in, it's
Yeah.
surrounded by Chris's printing shop is
It's
in the
just right
front. And then
behind.
there's like, the-
building is directly, when you turn down Bank Alley, it's one way into it. Bank Alley comes
right,
directly behind
Yeah.
my building.
the parking lot there.
It's the only.
Anything around it?
See the bridge in the
I
picture?
can see the bridge. I'm just struggling where don't travel there.
I'm just trying to pull the aerial up so you can see.
Yeah.
That chain link fence on the far left of the picture is the fence that's around Livingstone.
Okay,
It's in
I know.
this-
It's okay. I'm getting it now. I'm putting it together. Just not an area of travel. I guess my question was though, is there any other contributing structures in that area?
It's the only building
I
on
don't-
that alley that faces
So-
towards the alley.
There's nothing that, this would be causing detriment to say, if this sat next to Wright's Mansion, I think we'd have to
Right.
look at it a little
Yeah.
differently, but it does not sit, it sits in the middle of probably nothing.
It's
So-
right where the alley comes down and
Yeah,
bends.
I'm
it
bending, I'm
turns
getting it,
north.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's not gonna be detrimental to
The
any
fence
other
right there
buildings.
is the back of Livingstone's.
What's that?
Sitting right in my parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sitting right in the back of my parking
Huh.
lot.
Yeah, I can't see it.
What will the borough require to be done when it goes through the rental unit process?
So, Paul, you want to jump in on what's required on a rental inspection?
So it has to be, I want to say 36 inches, or 30 inches it is to require the handrails the whole way around. So we would, when we go out for an inspection, that's the kind of thing we would look for. If you're talking the handrails in the front, or the railing in the front, and any kind of, I thought you said that there is some sort of step up there? No? Yes?
You can't see it from that picture, but there's a slight step up in front of that, right in the middle there. I mean, whatever the borough has required me to do in regards to that, no problem whatsoever. I think that my he does the majority of my work has been in contact with my manager, Harb, the gentleman who does the rental inspections.
Matt Peak. Yeah.
Matt, correct.
Well, as far as this board is concerned, I don't think any of the work that has been performed to date interferes with any historically contributing properties or elements in any way.
I agree.
So,
He's actually cleaned up the building.
Yeah.
I honestly, years ago when I purchased it, I did walk this with borough officials. At no point did anyone ever say, before you change this aluminum siding, it's very historic and it needs to be, matched or anything like that. No one ever said that.
No, I think you're actually making it
Better.
look more
Yeah.
historical.
Really?
The enclosed front porch was not aesthetically pleasing. And the new siding is a good look. Unless there's any further discussion, I'll entertain a motion to either recommend or not recommend approval of the project to the board council.
I make a motion, we recommend the COA.
We have a motion, do I have a second? Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much, and I'll be
Thank you.
getting in contact with the borough as far as inspection.
Well, and just one last step. This goes to Borough Council for final action.
Oh.
Their recommending body will take this to Borough Council. I'd like to rush and get this through, so our next council meeting is on the 26th.
So you want me in attendance for that?
That'd be good if you were there just to
Yeah.
represent, because Borough Council then
March
makes,
26th. at
March
7?
26th at 7 o'clock, yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in my calendar.
Good, thanks.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Who seconded that? Sorry, I missed that.
Nathan, right?
Next order of business, consider motion to recommend, yes, sir.
27th or 22nd?
26, Tuesday.
You're
You were
close,
close.
Mark.
You're in the right month.
Next project, or next order of business, consider a motion to recommend to Borough Council the COA for 131 Locust Street. Paula, do you want to just give us a quick overview of this project, please?
I'm not sure that I am the right person for that, but we'll take a shot at it. It appears as though they want to do a some sort of tour. Mark, is that
Well,
what
the application is coming before Harb is to do signage on the front of the building. Sorry, I'm trying to get down to it. The signage is related to what Paul was talking about, and that is, and I'll let Chris talk about it, but this is, the building has, well, do you want to explain it, Chris?
Sure.
You come up and explain the whole thing. The request is for this signage to go on the building.
So you guys could use that, you've got a bunch of other pictures, just do all the pictures I had sent you.
That's,
Yeah.
Yes.
So you want me, so what we have going on down at the shop, we have a paranormal team out of Chester, England. Reached out, they run a paranormal show in an old hotel in England, it's a 400-year-old hotel in England. It's an ongoing paranormal show where they have cameras running 24 hours a day. They have guests come, stay overnight. Then they have a TV show that's filmed about the guests that come, about putting them down. And they have a weekly show. So the UK team, it's called My Haunted HQ, wanted to start a show in the United States. So what they did is they reached out to Daryl Marston. Daryl Marston here in the United States is one of our well-known ghost hunters. He was in a TV show called Ghost Hunters on AV. So Daryl had visited with us. We have a lot of paranormal activity in our building and have ghost hunts there on weekends. And he had visited with us. Daryl had out all the places in the country that he's visited, he's been all over. He picked us as the location for the United States for the team to come check out, to start a show over here. So the team came over about a month ago. They flew over, they did the tour in Gettysburg, they came up, they spent a week with me all through the building, and they loved it. They loved the place. Not only that, they loved the town of Columbia. We were all over. I had them all picking bowls and out the patio, Columbia pizza. We met Representative Miller from down the street, and Don, it was just the whole town kind of. So they want to start up what's called My Haunted Manor USA. So you have My Haunted HQ, which runs My Haunted Hotel in Chester, England. They want to start My Haunted Manor USA here in the States. They picked us. So it's going to be huge for the town, not just for my building and for what's going on down there, but for this town. We have guests lined up from all over the world. We have people lined up coming this summer that are coming from New Zealand. We have people from all over the states that are coming here. This is going to bring huge, potential to bring huge business to our economy here in Columbia. So that being said, what we'd like to do is the team has signage on their hotel. They have a 400-year-old establishment over there. And they came to me, and this picture that you see now is the one that they presented to me for the front. I know that one on the end is very large. They have a big one on their hotel in England. They said people will be coming just to take selfies in front of that mural there. He said, you have no idea what the practice is going to have. We've had people coming in the building already. It's just my time, asking all kinds of questions. It's been super cool. It's been a big buzz. So what we like to do is we like to change the front of the building a little bit, but just some signage. We want to do something in the storefront. So you can see over in my storefront with art printing, we were going to have something with my haunted manor on it, and then bring it across the front of the building to help promote the building, to set it off, and people know when they come in, it's like, oh, there it is. So I had suggested to the team that I wasn't sure where you guys would stand being historic building. I mean, you guys all know I've done a lot of work down here with this building since I took over 5, 6 years ago. This building has changed tremendously, and I don't want to take away from that. I want to keep it character. I want to keep it, you know what I mean? I'll still want to keep it nice and still, keeping that history with it. I don't want to be too overbearing, so I brought you 3 different ideas for the front of the building in case you guys thought that maybe, the haunted manor with the blue background and the archway might have been a little bit too much. But this is the one that the team picked. That's the one that they kind of wanted to go with. We thought it was pretty cool. So that's where we're at with it. I had print out, there, you guys have some print out. So you can see there's actually 3 different, I don't know if you have that. So there's the second one. That would have been option 2. So their theme color is blue. We have blue lights all through the manor now. And their theme's kind of blue. So what I did is I took the background out of the archway and just kind of left my haunted manor USA in blue there. I personally like this one a little bit better. I like it less flashy. The team, like I said, was their first choice, but for me, I personally like this choice. And then I also did another one that was just all black and white. Now that has changed a little bit. We had the wrong font in that one. The fonts, we didn't have all the correct files at the time when Roz did that. My haunted manor, it'll be the correct font. It'll look like the actual. So in that one there, guys. So I redid that. Your copy of the white will actually be a little bit different. So that changes here a little bit. And then here we have the store that was.
If anybody wants to see it laid
If
out,
anybody wants to see. This is storefront. So it's a big deal. I think
A
it's
lot
going
of
to be
guidance
awesome
on this
for
from
the
the
town.
interior.
It's going to be great for all the other businesses in town. We're excited about down there. And, we run a small printing company. We've gone from 5 down to 3 of us. And, it's a tough gig anymore, running and having a small hometown shop like that. And, we just don't have a lot of extra money left over to do the things that we want to do. And we want to make changes with this coming here and the money this is going to bring in. First and foremost, the money that comes in from this right off the bat is going directly back into the building. You guys know we've put a lot back into this building already. So we're super excited about the building and proud owners of the history that it has here in this town. Like the first thing I want to do with money coming in is, you guys know that the building originally had 3 dormers in the front of the building that came off the roof. There was 3 dormers. The Baker Toy Company, when they redid the roof, they tore those out. So you can see the cutouts in the attic where they were. If you look at the whole front of the building, there were 3 dormers coming out of front. It changed the whole look of the building.
Mhm.
First thing we're doing with renovation, with money coming in, is going back to renovations. I'll be back here to see you and presenting. I hope it's sooner than later that I'm coming back and say, hey, we're ready to put these dormers back on this building, put that original slate roof back on it, and just, bring that whole thing back to life. So we're excited about down there. So I'm here tonight just to ask permission to try and get a little bit of signage out there to help promote what we have going on down there, but still try and be tactful about it and still have it look nice. We don't want to Disneyland it up by any means.
Yeah. Not that it really matters, but the door in the middle where the infill is, was that originally like the door on the right?
So no, that would have been your original entrance to the mansion, the Samuel Miller Mansion. Back in 1804, that whole entryway there would have been opened up. Somewhere down the line that got all bricked up. So that's the foyer. So when you walk in there, that's the foyer there, and there's big hinges on the wall. There would be 2 great big doors
Okay.
that open. Wouldn't that be super cool? As we see like that put back
Yeah.
together, all original from back then. I don't have any pictures showing that original door. I have some old pictures showing like an awning in the front of the building, which is super cool, but that was still bricked in then. So who knows when that was done? That's the foyer, and then the next door to the right has them long door shutters on it. They were on there. We replaced and rebuilt all those. Jed Bernheisel rebuilt all those shutters from scratch. That goes into the parlor area, and then the staircase goes on up. The far end part, the 3-story, that was all Brennan Feed Mill. They built on there. That was late 1800s, and that archway in the end, that was where the horse and carriages would come down the hallway and pick up their grains and flowers and stuff at the end, and then they continued on out the back of the stables out back. So if you guys, if anybody's haven't been down to the mansion, like, come down. I'm down there every day, 8 to 4, we're running. I'll be happy to show you through. It's a super cool building. I get a lot of people come in from the town that are like, I've been there my whole life and I've never really noticed this place, or because it's changing so much. But there's a lot of deep history there. You know, you have the Samuel Miller Mansion. That was 1804 to 1812. And the Columbia Bank and Bridge, you know, it was the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company, right? The Columbia Bank and Bridge Company owned and operated out of here. They owned the covered bridge one across the river, which was burnt in the Civil War. All that deep history is in that building. Stephen Smith, the head of that, was a freed slave. The Underground Railroad started and said could have originated right in my basement from Stephen Smith. I mean, he started that whole thing. He had deep history. Brennan Feed Mill, Baker Toy Company, and now us. So this is a great new venture. We're excited about it. We're excited about it for the town. We're excited about it for the building. And yeah, the grand opening is next Friday night. So when our first guests are coming. We have cameras running there 24/7, and we have a TV show that's on YouTube. It's free. You guys need to go check it out. Called My Haunted Manor. Punch it on YouTube. You can watch it for free. We have episode 2 is out. They went up and saw Chris Vera, and they did the whole story of that episode's in the Market House. So this TV show that they're doing is not all just about spooky stuff in Samuel Miller Mansion. They're promoting the town. So they were down in the dungeons and Market House. Chris Vera's on there. They're going to promote the town. They want to do another series. We're talking about going up My Haunted Columbia and going around a lot of different places. And they're talking about supporting the whole town. They really fell in love with this place. They feel like it's a real, small hometown feel. And I think it's a pretty big deal for the town. I think it's a really big deal. And like I said, not just for benefiting us. We're pushing here to keep the building, under roof and re-renovated. So there's that one there was the third one that we took all the blue out of the logos. So we had some with blue, the original one, and then this was the last one we kept. I gave 3 options: option 1, option 2, and option 3. That would have been option 2, and option 1 would have been their original one with a lot of the blue in it. But I wasn't sure where you guys would stand with,
That's one.
As far as the signage goes,
Yeah.
I think my preference would be the third. It's a more appropriate, authentic looking font and simplified color and lack of gradient just makes it feel more correct.
Yeah, I love option 1.
That's 3 there.
Yeah.
There.
I love option 1, but I
I
just,
loved option 1.
I feel like it might be a little too much.
When I first saw it, and I don't know, and I don't want to push away from what them guys want, but it's my building, and I'm big on the historic part of it and all the history there, and you guys know where I stand with it. So I mean, I liked it, but I thought maybe is it just a little too much? But I don't know. I think people would love get the selfies to that.
On one hand,
How
it's just
long is
paint,
your
right, but on
arrangement
the- but
with these
it is-
people?
We
it's
have
a
an
lot.
open arrangement right now. They're starting their 3rd season. I mean, this could work. This is only in the beginning stages. We're talking about hoping this will run for years. They're never going to take My Haunted Manor and say, okay, we're going to out in Cleveland somewhere is an old mansion. This is now going to be My Haunted Manor. That'll never happen. The Samuel Miller Mansion will always be My Haunted Manor. So we hope it stamps it, even if the show would end down the road or whatever, that this people might still flock to all this is what My Haunted Manor is or was. So we're asking that right now we don't have a time frame. We're hoping long, the longer it goes, the more people will hear about it, the more people will come, right? So it's a time thing. So I don't know, I can't say this, like, we're just gonna do this for a year and then we'll tear it down. But anything that's put on the building isn't permanent. You know, you're talking about, you know, the storefront signage is, you know, cut vinyl, it's gonna go in the glass, right? The doorway, I'm not sure how we'll do that yet, whether they do a cutout vinyl, I know they can heat that up and make it form around those wooden slats. Or if you wanna have, you know, a local artisan, get together like Miss Allison or somebody and have it actually hand painted on. But either way, you could always go back over with black paint, nothing's permanent. But I like the option 2, it's my favorite option, that's the one I like. It's still kind of kept with their blue, they still have a little bit of their blue in it, that one there. They still kind of kept a little bit of the theme, they have a little bit of blue in the USA, is all you really have as far as the blue red in that. And then we wanted to do something we put something kind of on each door, above the parlor door that we just put something small, my home manor, and then on the full door. And then in the storefront, we're gonna do, on the left side of the storefront, we'll do event stuff. So, you know, you see I have my art printing sign just kind of set in that window there. We can set some different signage in there as we do different events. And at the MAC meeting last night, we were talking about, they want to do a tea event where it's like a tea party. We will have like in October with the team, and we're gonna sell tickets down there. We could put our signage on the front, you know, the Max Tea Party event is going to be on Saturday night or whatever. So we're going to use the storefront left side to help promote things that are happening in the manor. And then my left side is of all my old equipment, and I have some old type cases and stuff in there that will all stay there. And we'll leave art printing in the far side. Right now, both sides of the storefront have the same, well, I'll say they're matching on both sides. But I still want to leave art printing on the left side and our sign all up. We're just going to add my holy banner there and then across the front of the building. If you guys like it.
I pulled up before this meeting, Department of Interior does have very good information, guidance for us for new signs in a historic district. And one thing they talk about is don't try to recreate the old. They said very often the older signs are unsympathetic to the historic value. But one thing they talk about, I mean, there's a lot of different things that, well, not a lot, there's actually 6 bullet points, but one of the things they talk about is, and I'll read the bullet points, is new signs should respect the size, scale, and design of the historic building. Often features or details of the building will suggest a motif for the new signs, which the one on the right just screams at. That is a great, I think it's a great design, and just my humble opinion that I don't necessarily know if we should be saying option 1, option 2, option 3. I think all 3 of them are appropriate, and I think we should let it up to the property owner to pick the one, so long as it meets your zoning. I'm assuming, I don't know about the size of it, that's not for us to discuss, but I would personally say to let it up to you.
Yeah, we're open on it, you know, that's why I wanted to show you some
I mean,
different
we
options.
give you our, I would think, I think we could all say, hey, we vote 1, we vote 2, we vote 3, but I would say to the bottom line, just my opinion, that we should let it up to the property owners. I think they're all acceptable, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. There's the specifics that are laid out for sign approvals.
Yeah.
I think kind of lean in that direction.
Yeah, and I think, that door is perfect for that sign. Actually, if you're gonna ask me for my opinion, I like 1, but.
You like 1?
Yeah.
I like 1 too. Then Steve at the shop, he's like, oh, I don't know, it might be a little bit too much and too flashy. He's like, well,
I don't think it's too flashy. I think it's very.
people will like that one with their selfies, you know, I can see that.
Yeah, I think it's
Going
cool. I
viral.
think it is a little flashy though, but
It's flashy.
I like 3 personally.
But you could actually let the town vote. If they wanted to get more publicity out of it.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Actually,
That's not a bad idea.
You can do a Facebook poll.
Facebook post or something,
Yeah.
do something,
How about people,
have a vote, you know, I'm not opposed to it. I was just going to
Just
put
my-
some lit on
Yeah.
on what's happening down there at the shops. You can look this up. This is a pretty cool thing. It's about the town, so.
I think adding on to what I said, and who just brought up the thing about that, that's a great idea. I think if we, and again, just my opinion, if we say, hey, we approve this to whatever you choose, you have now an opportunity to actually get some publicity out, get the town involved, and let them pick it.
So.
If that's what you choose to do.
We did the same thing with our logos for like,
Yeah.
when we redid the logo for our 100th anniversary, we came up with like 3 or 4 different logos. And we're all kind of all over the place. We put it out and we, like a social media vote on our new logo for after 100 years. So I like that. I like that idea. That's a really
Just to make sure, Mark, we're not intruding on anything, because I know this actually comes out like the zoning orders, where we have to approve these, that was added not too long ago. We're not intruding into the zoning if we would say, hey, we're okay with any of these 3. That wouldn't make any intrusion into your zoning, would it?
That's your role, and I think that's appropriate.
I just don't wanna-
This will have to come before zoning to get the final approval
Yeah.
on the size and everything like that.
I
We'll take
just
care of
want to
that
make sure
on
we're
that end.
not stepping any
Yeah.
bound, overstepping our bound.
So I think what we can do is we could have a motion, we'd have to have a motion to recommend either of the 3 that are presented here tonight, because these are the only 3 that we see.
I would say we could make a motion to say we approve the signage as presented in one, and we approve any 3 of these, and it would let it up to the property owner to pick that one, and he wants to do a poll through the town to get some publicity, because publicity is always good for the town,
Absolutely.
not just for
no,
you, but for the town.
I guess
So,
my point is that we're only looking at these 3, so it has to
yeah, one of these
be in
3.
keeping with these 3. You
Keeping
can't
with these
go
3.
Pick out a 4th.
Yeah.
design.
Yeah, don't come in with a 4th that has neon lights.
Exactly.
Right now, they're saying that they want to change the size of it, so there's gonna be trouble.
So they're gonna have to, like I said, they're gonna have to put in a permit for the sign. You get zoning approval on this, and we'll look at the dimensions of all that now.
It's a big sign.
The other issue, just to bring it up now and discuss it, is unrelated to your work as the Harb board, is we have to look at the overnight stay and how that's being done. Is it classified as a short-term rental space? Is it classified as, so I just want to have a conversation with you offline on that and talk about how that's being done. But in terms of Harb's purview as an appearance board, I think what you're doing is appropriate to evaluate the signage and how it affects the historical character of the building.
So I'll entertain a motion to recommend to Borough Council that we would approve either of the options presented here this evening.
I'll make that
Specifically
motion.
those options. So
Yeah,
we don't
I'll
want to have
make
a
that
4th one
motion.
sneaking in.
Thea moves,
I'll second.
Peter seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Still like 1.
Do you want this one back?
You can hold, yeah, I can do that with that. You guys
Just-
need it at all?
No.
It was, I don't know if you're passing that on to someone else or.
Unless
I
you
can
would
pass
like
them
it.
on
Do we-
down the line. You can-
Council
Did
need
you
that?
keep a set? Did you take them all back, Chris? Do we have a set for us?
But that one that you have is different. That's Roz,
that's
Roz
fine.
fixed that this morning because the fonts were wrong. So
Yeah,
you guys,
we can make
you
that
guys
part of
can
the file.
keep some of that stuff, yeah. Okay, yeah. Good,
Thank you.
that's history on the back.
Yeah, I
So
saw
there's all history related.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Well-
Money and Energy's are all to stop sometime this evening down there every day, so be happy to give them support. It's super cool building.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Paula, Mark, any administrative approvals that we need to discuss?
Not tonight, no.
Okay. Is there any comment from the public?
Home for the public, that's awesome. I know the names he's talking about. This is a big deal for the town. Absolutely.
That's great to hear.
Very cool.
Is there any other business before the board? I'll just mention, Mark got me a copy of the, so that you know why, a copy of the ordinance in Microsoft Word, as we discussed in previous meetings about creating different tiers and stuff like that. I'll take a stab at doing some of those changes, and then I'll send it around to you all
Thank you.
to have a look at.
I will say too, we have officially contracted now with the Preservation Trust of Lancaster. We have sent them all of our historic materials that we have.
Good.
They will be preparing any reports going forward for you
Okay.
guys, for your action.
Don't we
Good.
have to re-elect Jonathan
Oh,
chair?
your reorganization, that's
Yeah.
right.
Done.
I nominate him to be chair again.
Okay. We didn't do this last
We
month?
did
Oh,
not.
yeah,
We waited for
right,
you.
right, okay. Yeah, that's fine with me. You guys want to, you gonna be vice chair again?
Sure.
Sure, okay. Well, then, I'll entertain a motion that I be named chair and Peter be named vice chair.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Sure. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll do it. So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's now adjourned. Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about 801 Walnut.